Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. Jai Sriman Narayan. I pay my obeisances to my spiritual master, Srimad Jagadguru Sudarshan Acharya Ji Maharaj. I pay my obeisances to Lord Sri Ramanuj. I pay my obeisances to our Purva Acharyas. I pay my obeisances to our 12 Alvars. I pay my obeisances to Mother Lakshmi. And I pay my obeisances to Lord Sriman Narayan. I welcome all of you here physically at the Sri Narayan Dham in Durban, South Africa. I welcome those that's watching this discourse locally, nationally and internationally, and I welcome in advance those that's going to be watching this discourse when it is posted on YouTube, TikTok, and the various groups from around the world subsequently. We welcome, as a formality, Lord Ram, who has arrived at the ashram on day 1 of our Ram Naumi celebrations. And I want to wish my Muslim brothers a happy Ramadan fasting starting today. Have they started today?
Yes,
Okay. So, as one of the many world firsts at the Sri Narayan Dham, last year I showed you evidentially how the name Ram is found in Zoroastrianism, Buddhism, Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. I showed you evidentially that the name Ram is found in all the existing known religions. In the major religions, it is found in the scriptures of all these religions, and this was not discovered prior to my discourse and recorded anywhere in the world. So I showed you from the perspective of the Sri Narayan Dham that the name Lord or the name Ram exists in every scripture. So today, in the main fasting of the Muslims, the name Rama is the beginning of the fasting month. Ramadan. Another world first was on the 6th and 7th of January 2018, when the Sri Narayan Dham declared to the world, in a world first, that Lord Sriman Narayan is the Supreme Lord, with mantras and bhajans non-stop for 24 hours, without stopping. It was a world first. Then a miracle was performed at a 16th century Hanuman temple at the entrance of the Bhangar forest, where Guruji, my spiritual master, spent 12 years in succession without meeting any human until the Supreme Lord himself, Lord Sriman Narayan, descended into the forest and had a conversation with Guruji. At that place, live on Facebook, a world first, not exhibited by any guru from any part of the world, a miracle occurred where a man came in carried by 4 bikers. I blessed him on Facebook Live, and I was singing a bhajan, and within the singing of the bhajan, the man started rubbing my feet. He got cured in under 2 minutes. Vasudeva, were you there? Then another miracle, also recorded on Facebook Live. At the largest Durga temple in Mathura, where a 6-year-old child who had chronic stomach pain was cured also on a Facebook Live. And I'm saying this for you to understand and take serious all the occurrences at the Sri Narayan Dham. These miracles endorses the credentials of a bona fide spiritual master. Go into social media and find other miracles that I have described to you by any other guru in the world. Go into social media and bring forth what we have done. And there are 100 more miracles that has baffled medical science that has happened within my 10 years of being a guru. Within my 10 years of being a guru. So God endorses the credentials of a bona fide spiritual master through what we call miracles. What we call miracles. Baby, you have to sit and listen to the Guru's discourse. Movement distracts the Guru. So everybody, all children, have to be seated still so that I am not distracted. So I see you here, Nilesh Bhai, because you heard my discourse yesterday and your conscience troubled you that you was watching this discourse on your phone and guilt brought you here today. And I hope the others that watches this discourse, guilt bring them here as well. So I cannot do any more for you but to tell you that this ashram, if you put your faith in the Guru can move mountains for you. So you heard the prince the other day. He had one meeting with me, and it wasn't even a formal meeting. And I asked him to exhume the bodies of his parents that were hidden for 40 years. Is it 40 years? 83 to 2023. How long is it? 40? Huh?
Yes.
Okay. So these two bodies were hidden by the elders for 40 years. I didn't even meet the prince for 40 minutes. But I gave him an instruction that the work has begun. I gave him an instruction that the work has begun. You think the prince is alone, or you think there is a whole group of Sun community spiritual elders that he takes his instructions from? What do you think? Anyone? Jessica? He's not alone. Remember, the prince didn't know until recently that he is the only surviving bloodline of the Shlati Kulu nation. He didn't know until recently. He was a pastor in the church with his masters on theology. He was a pastor in the church preaching Christianity by attaining his masters in theology. So he did not know until recently who had preserved and hidden these two bodies of King Shlati Kulu and Seema Kaur Singh. Who had these bodies hidden? The elders. He had no family. They in the ground, Sita. His mother and father in the grave. Who was preserving that grave? Is the spiritual elders of the Sun community, until the prince realized his original self. Why did the elders, without meeting me, they have not met me yet. The elders have not met me yet. We have not had a conversation yet. We have not had a conversation yet. I met the prince on the 28th of January, 29:30th. They exhumed the body, the two bodies, and it is in safe keeping until we make a decision. How you think that happened, Jessica? With Guru's grace, how you think that happened? I only met the prince for 40 minutes. These bodies were buried secretly, and the prince informed his elders. What made the elders accede to my demands? Vasan? What spiritual connection? I said everything in this material universe you must be able to understand. It must be scientific. You must be able to understand. Like the Ramayana. Is the Ramayana scientific? Is the Ramayana scientific? Is it historical? Is it the absolute truth? This is how the Guru runs this institution. Everything must have a rational meaning, and you yourself must realize what the Guru has realized. So Valmiki, do you know everything is cyclic? You know everything is cyclic. So if you determine the position of the sun, the position of the stars, the position of the planets, you think they will cyclically come back after an X amount of years? On the exact date, exact time, exact location. So the planets are satellites to record the events of all actions in the universe. So some of you must have went to astrologist and they told you Saturn is influencing you. That's why you have no money, Sita. Saturn is influencing you, that is why you have no money. Have you all heard of that? Or Mercury is influencing you? Or Jupiter? Well, Jupiter is the guru planet. And if Jupiter is influencing you, it's good. It's good, Sita. You should be influenced by the guru. So how can planets influence you? Sorry? Yes, each planet is a personification. Each planet is personified. The sun is personified as Surya. The moon is personified as Chandra. And the 9 provinces each have a personification. There's a Devi or Devta that runs each planet. And your karma, I said the planets are a continuous satellite of the action of every living entity. So the planets, whilst they influence in your life now, they dictate in your life now, because that life that they are dictating today was computed by you in your previous lifetime. Your balance sheet of a previous lifetime is now run by the planetary system, and whatever you committing in this lifetime, Andy Bhai, I said when Satish Bhai is absent, you can substitute, I can whack you in his place. I didn't ask you to go and sit next to him and form a relationship. I see you left your wife, you normally sit on the left. From yesterday, Satish Bhai is so happy. Just explain to him how hot the whackings can get. So whatever is happening in your life today, it's influenced by the planetary system, which through your actions was caught on satellite. Like right now, this discourse is being watched by many intelligence agencies around the world. Okay? Why? Because they have spy satellites everywhere. Don't they? You think America is not watching, the CIA somewhere underground is not watching the Guru's discourse? I'm serious. You think they're not watching the Guru's discourse? Besides somebody on the bluff? You think they're not watching the Guru's discourse? And that is mechanically. And this is how the different planetary systems record everything every living entity is doing. So when you go to Mr. Yamraj, Satish, and he say, didn't the Guru warn you timeously to stop your chicken? And you'll say, yes. Then Mr. Yamraj will ask you, Satish, didn't the Guru say everything is scientific and evidential? Please tell me, how many times did the Guru warn you? Then you'll say 52. Then Mr. Yamraj will say, no, 104. And he'll show you these videos through his satellite system. Through his satellite system. So he'll go through Mars, Jupiter, Mercury. Each satellite is recording you so that your karma is absolute. God is absolute, and He has in place a system that can make no mistake. All of you understand, Satish? Everything is being recorded. Even when you come out of the driveway and say, as soon as you reach the driveway, that is also being recorded. That is also being recorded. Okay? The only way the recording can go in your favor is when you follow a Guru. There is no satellite. There is no satellite that can record adversely when you surrender to a Guru. The minute you surrender to a Guru, there is no more karmic recording, either good or bad. Either good or bad. All of you understand? So there are many avenues that the Supreme Lord has created. And one of the avenues is the Graha prayers. Yes? Through your life, you all have been through Graha prayers. You all have been. But once you surrender to a bona fide spiritual master, then he takes your balance sheet. He takes your karma. And he dictates your destination. The Guru dictates your destination. Karma stops and destiny stops. And that mandate is only given to the Guru. So you have 330 million Devis and Devtas. No amount of worship to them can change your destiny. Only surrender to the Guru can change your destiny. All of you understand? So look at how many things the Guru do for you in your life, singularly, at one stop. The Guru is like a shopping center. Guru is like a shopping center. You just go to one shopping center, you pay your account, you pay your medical aid, you pay your bank, your credit card, you go to your doctor, you get an injection, you pay your insurance, you buy your groceries, you do your shopping, and you come home from one shopping center. And that is what a bona fide spiritual master is. And where you can find what the Guru has stated to you now, where you can find all of this. Andy, since you're sitting next to Satish, you'll find it in the story of Lord Ram. You'll find all of this in the story of Lord Ram, his birth, his exile, his kingship, and his disappearance. From his birth up until his disappearance, Lord Ram came to teach you this. This, what I have stated to you, Lord Ram came to teach you this. Not singing the verses of the Ramayana in Sanskrit. Lord Ram came to teach you what I have stated. So we want to get back. History. Every religion, the scripture of every religion is historical, yes? But the scripture of Sanatana Dharma is both historical and a way of life. And a way of life means what? Avesh, what's your way of life? Avir, what's your way of life? You get up in the morning, you jump in your car, you go to work. Scientific or not scientific? Scientific or not scientific? You get up in the morning, you go into the bathroom, you have a bath. Scientific or not scientific? Water comes from your geyser. Is a geyser a scientific invention or not a scientific invention? Is a tap not a scientific invention? The car you drive in, is it a scientific invention? The road you travel on, is it a scientific invention? The place where you work, is it involved in science? Is it a way of your life? Way of life, is it scientific or not scientific? All of you understand. Sanatana Dharma is a way of life and historical. And why is Sanatana Dharma absolute? Why can there be no mistakes in Sanatana Dharma? Avir? Because science is science not absolute? Then, who created that science? Supreme Lord. Who enacted that science? Himself. Lord Ram is the Supreme Lord Himself. He descended into this atmosphere, and through the history of the Ramayana, He taught you how to live. And when the Lord teaches you how to live, then is it absolute or not absolute? It's absolute. Did Ravana accept the credentials of Lord Ram as being God? Did Ravana accept the credentials of the incarnation of Lord Ram Yes or no? No. Why not? How do you know he did not accept the credentials of the Supreme Lord? How do you know? Because he took the Supreme Lord on. He took the Supreme Lord on. What was the Supreme Lord's credentials and what was Ravana's credentials? Supreme Lord was knowledgeable, he was divine, he spoke the absolute truth. Anything else? He ate sattvic food, he spoke sattvic, and all his actions was sattvic. Was he vulgar, Jessica? He was not vulgar. He was clean and he was pure. Then let's look at Ravana's credentials. What was Ravana's credentials? He was lustful. He was lustful. He had an anger problem. He was arrogant. He was jealous. He had pride. Did Ravana have pride or not? Yes. He had pride. He was vulgar. He was obscene. Yes or no? Yet, would his filthy character, he made a judgment against the divine character. Yes or no? Yes. With his filthy character, he made a judgment and he took on a divine character. This is the gist of the Ramayana. This is the gist of the Ramayana. The Supreme Lord, Lord Ram, did he ask or did he take an apology from Ravana? Did he forgive Ravana? When did he forgive Ravana? Did he take Ravana on? Yes. Did he encourage the conclusion of the episode with Ravana? Or did he let it play out? He let it play out. So, besides Vasan, is there another real Ravana out there that's attacking this ashram and the credentials and the credibility of this ashram? Yes. And is his vulgarity and obscenity so disgusting that a toilet roll will refuse to wipe his mouth? You understand? And do you understand why the Guru did not accept an apology and why the Guru did not forgive? Because the Guru has to set standards. As the Supreme Lord had to set standards, and he had to show that if you want to become a disciple, then there is a criteria. And who exhibited the criteria of a disciple? Hanuman Baba. So if you want to be a disciple, then you must have the characteristics of Hanuman Baba. You must have the characteristics of Hanuman Baba. You can't be a vulgar, obscene person whilst you want to be a disciple. You can't be vulgar, you can't be obscene, you can't be eating meat, you can't be drinking, you can't be smoking, you can't be gambling, and you can't lie. For you to be a disciple, there should be absolutely no lies. These are the quality of Hanuman Baba. And those are the qualities of Ravana. To be a disciple, you cannot exhibit the qualities of Ravana. You have to exhibit the qualities of Hanuman Baba. All of you understand? And where you find this story? And in this week is the Ramayana week. You should be getting practical lessons. You should be getting practical lessons from the Guru on how to interface and synthesize that 2 million-year-old story with your life today. So on one end is history, it's history, and on the other flip side of the coin it is science. Because Lord Ram had his Ravana and this Guru has his Ravana. At the end of the episode between the Guru and his Ravana, what the Ramayana is telling you, who's going to win? Ravana never lost anger, hatred, jealousy, pride. These are qualities of Ravana. And those who exhibit these qualities, they can never, ever, ever take on divinity. Can't take on divinity. No matter how many lawyers, how many senior counsels, how many cases you can open, nothing will touch the purity of a bona fide spiritual master. Because a bona fide spiritual master is powered by the Supreme Lord. And a liar, a cheat, an obscene person, a vulgar person is powered by Ravana. And the Ramayana shows you that whoever is powered by the Supreme Lord wins. And whoever is powered by evil ultimately loses. You understand? And that is the guarantee that we can give from the Sri Narayan Dham, that in all its existence, many Ravanas tried. 2, 4, at one point in time, how many Vasan? 40, 42. 42 together, 2, 4, 6, 42. And nobody succeeded. And nobody ever will. Is this story in the Ramayana? You find the story in the Ramayana? All of you understand? So this is why you need to attend these satsangs, because you can go home refreshed and you don't have to ever think why this is happening to me. You don't have to ever think why this is happening to me, because once you with the Guru, then whatever happens to you happens with a solution. Happens with a solution. The solution might not look like a solution initially, but ultimately, whatever phase you pass in life, the end result is a solution. So we have 4 seasons in Sanatana Dharma. What are the 4 seasons? Satyug, Treta Yuga, Dwapara Yuga and Kali Yuga. In the first season, the divine and the demonic live in separate realms. In Treta Yuga, 25% of the demonic enters Treta Yuga. In Dwapara Yuga, and they enter, I told you this before, in Treta Yuga, they enter the atmosphere. In Dwapara Yuga, they enter the family, and in Kali Yuga, the divine and demonic is found in you. Is found in you. One person can have both the characteristics. And it is the Guru's job to find you wherever you are, whoever you are, to bring you to the ashram and to remove the demonic traits from you. It is natural for a Guru to do that. It is natural. It is the job of a Guru to find vulgar people, obscene people, demonic people, bring them to the ashram and cleanse them. There's nothing wrong. It is a natural job of a bona fide spiritual master. So in Satyug, man lives for 100,000 years. In Treta Yuga, man lives for 10,000 years. In Dwapara Yuga, man lives for 1,000 years. And Kali Yuga, man is supposed to live for 100 years. In Satyug, if you live for 100,000 years, what would be the size of your body? How tall will you be? How big your stomach will be? How big your lungs will be? Have you all seen the size of a generator engine? Have you all seen the size of a generator engine that generates electricity? And have you all seen the size of Sean's 1 liter engine outside? That 1 liter engine is not even the size of the alternator of a generator engine. And how long the generator engine lasts, and how long will Sean's Renault engine last? Just going up the driveway, if you don't turn off the aircon, no power. You understand? So if you have to live 100,000 years, Again, Guru said his explanation in unpacking the Vedas that satsang must be at a commonsensical level. So if you had to live 100,000 years, how big would you be? Huge. Then, if you had to live 10,000 years, then if you had to live 1,000 years, have we got evidence of this? Were giants found? There was a giant found in India some time ago, before the internet, in South Africa, and I saw a giant photograph in a library. I told you I used to visit the library very often. I was an avid reader, and I saw a payloader parked next to this giant skeleton. And the payloader was size of the eye socket of this skeleton that was found. You understand? You follow in the Guru. So how big you think people were in Treta Yuga? Have you heard of dinosaurs? Ashmika, you're thinking what's for dinner? I'm talking about dinosaurs. I know you came very tired from work, Ashmika. I know your mind travels around the world. Have you all seen on social media huge footprints found in India? Have you all seen those footprints worshipped as Hanuman Baba's feet? Have you all seen that? Have you all any problem that that was the size of Hanuman Baba's feet? Any problem? No problem. There's another feet in Mpumalanga, in South Africa, of that size. In South Africa, of that similar size. And I said Sanatan Dharma is historical and also scientific. What correlation can you make between that feet here in Mpumalanga and that feet there in India? What correlation can you make in terms of my main theme for this Ramayan week? Is that the Sun community plays a vital role 2 million years ago when Lord Ram was here. Can you connect the feet?
Yes.
And are you connecting the dots?
Yes.
You're connecting the feet, you're connecting the dots. I said the Vanaras were a community that were in existence. Whenever there is unrighteousness in this world, what happens? The Lord incarnates. Before he incarnates, what does he do? He gives instructions. He gives instructions to the Devis and Devtas to come to earth, be born from earthly communities. Be born from earthly communities until I arrive and put my plan in action. Was there a plan for the forest-dwelling community in the Ramayana? Was there a plan? That plan was to assist Lord Ram to link India with Sri Lanka. Who took birth from this community, this forest-dwelling communities? Who took birth? Lord Hanuman and those Devis and Devtas that were involved in the Ramayana. All of them took birth from these communities, or most of them took birth from these communities to assist Lord Ram in conquering Ravana. If a Devi and Devta is born from a particular community, firstly, what do Devis and Devtas represent? What do they personify? Power. What do they personify? Power. All Devis and Devtas personify power, and if you break power down, what is power? Energy. If this energy entered your body and was born from you and from an entire community, what is the status of that community? Will they not be powerful? Will they not be powerful? And that was the power that they had. What was their size? What was their size 2 million years ago? Compared to today, everyone were giants. Everyone were giants. And everyone had power. Everyone had power. And the Sun community was very, very powerful 2 million years ago. When there is a description of these forest-dwelling people changing shapes, changing sizes, you think it's a myth? Because if you are powerful, you can become big, you can become small, you can change, can't you? If you are powerful, can't you do those things? All of you understand? The West took the Ramayana, and because of, you think you can't fly? If a bird can fly and if a Devi and Devta took the bird from you, you think you can't fly as a community? Logic. You think it's a fairy tale story, or you think it is absolute science? Can you not become a mermaid? Ravi? Not you, females. Mermaid. Beautiful lady with a fish body. These are the deities that the Sun people worship. This story is carried backwards. Earliest time I'm given 2 million years. What does Hanuman Baba mean in the San language? What is the name for Hanuman Baba in the San language? Shlati Kulu. Hanuman Baba's name in the San language is Shlati Kulu. And the San people are descendants of Hanuman Baba. All of you understand? The San nation, the first nation and the biggest known community in the history of Homo sapiens, believed that the Supreme Lord is the only creator of this universe. Is that in the Vedas? Is that in the Vedas? The San nation worships the Supreme Lord, who has the face of a lion and the body of a human. Is that not in the Vedas? Lion face, human body, is that not in the Vedas? And who is that personality? Narsimha Deva. And from what formation did he reincarnate? Lord Narayan. Any difference? Any difference in who the sun is worshipping, who you are worshipping, and what the Vedas is stating? And this is why I asked you, you think it's a coincidence that Prince Latikulu's mother is Seema Kaur Singh. You think it's a coincidence that Acharya Sham Ramanuj initially was Shami Singh. And I asked you earlier on why within 40 minutes of the prince meeting me, his ancestors accompanied him and they exhumed the body of his mum and dad after 40 years. Because this was a prophecy. This was a prophecy in the San community. And there was a prophecy that the king bloodline will take the Shlati Kulu kingship forward after 40 years, and within 100 years a saint is going to re-establish the San community in all its formations. This was a prophecy that ran for hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years. And this prophecy was known to the elders, and as soon as Prince Latikulu connected with the Guru, what happened? The elders acceded to move the San nation into spiritual and material revolution, because this was a prophecy, and the prophecy has to be accurate because it comes through astrology, and astrology is an absolute science. For the sun worship the sun and they worship the moon. And can you see now how this, through these satellites that I conclude with all the planetary systems, how they record events, and how they predict events accurately. Predict events accurately. Therefore, the prince did not need to know me as well as he knows me now. And I have not met the elders yet. But there are two exhumed bodies waiting for me to give direction on how, where, and what is going to happen to these two bodies. Do you understand? I have still not met the elders yet, because they believe in the prophecy, and every incident, as the prince alluded to, in my relationship with him took place within the waxing and the waning of the moon, accurately and absolutely. And where is all these stories found? In the Ramayana. Can you see the significance of following a bona fide spiritual master? Can you see the significance? Ravi, you learning some things? Avir, you learning some things? So look at how old the system the Guru is preaching. How old is this system? It is since creation. This system in this era is 155 trillion years old already. And how much of energy you think the Guru uses when he has to get into these realizations? Because what I am giving you is not on any paper, is not on Google. It is in my own Google. And how much of energy you think I consume when I get into these realizations? And these realizations go back millions of years. You understand? So I can sit in front of you authentically and give you proper, spiritually evidential discourses. And then I have to bring it back and fit it into the Ramayana. And this is why age and tiredness is creeping upon the Guru. So my advice would be, for those of you that's going to turn 60, try and delay it as far as possible, because last year when I was 59, I could handle anything. 2 days after my birthday, I was tired. 2 days after my birthday, I was tired. So just remain, Ravi. I chopped your age yesterday, so next year you'll be 22. All right? Those of you on the age chopping, come and see the Guru. Ask Ravi what good he did to get his age chopped in almost half. Satish Bhai and Andy. Guru can work things out. Mama? Are there any questions? Are you enjoying your Ramayana week? Do you know next year this time the Sun community in all its legalities will be concluded? The Sun community in all its legalities will be concluded. I'll be giving you results. And the Sun community is not just here, Maritzburg to Durban. It's in the entire Southern Africa and around the world. They are in hiding. The Sun community is in hiding. They have assumed Zulu surnames, Kosa surnames, Sutu surnames, Pondo surnames, because they was waiting for this Guru to come and shake them awake. You know, in terrorism, terrorists go into sleeper cells. You also saw some nice movies, CIA movies. So our Sun community has been in sleeper cells for a long time, and Guru has awakened them. And we're doing it with love. We're doing it with love. South Africa has 54 million or 59 million people. How many? 54. 54 or 59? 54. 60. No, we're talking about South Africans. 54. From that 54, over 26 million are Sun. Over 26 million is the Sun community. They are in hiding in other communities after they were tried to get exterminated. We want to bring them, their children and their grandchildren who have assumed different identities to come back to the glorious Sun nation. That is our mission. You think it's achievable? Because we're doing it with putting God first. Jai Sriman Narayan.